Today, I'm going to walk you through the real costs of buying a home in Cincinnati. What's up, guys? If you're thinking about buying your first home, then you're probably hearing a lot of advice right now. Some of it might be helpful, and some of it is probably not. Everyone is very quick to tell you you're throwing away money on rent, or yeah, buy a house, it's always a great investment, do it. But who's really sitting down with you to show you the actual numbers and explain what it really costs to buy a house? That's exactly what this video is about. I'm going to walk you through everything that you need to know so that you can make a smart and informed decision. My name is Lucas with the Cairns team, and I help people move to Cincinnati, and I help first-time home buyers learn more about the process and take the necessary steps to buy their first home. I always want to be clear, I'm not a financial advisor. I'll talk with you about the process and I'll provide you some tools. If you need financial advice and to run numbers with a lender, then I can connect you with somebody. All right, let's start at the beginning. What do you really pay up front? Most people think that the down payment is the whole story, but there's more to it. Here's a breakdown of the upfront costs that you'll want to plan for in Cincinnati. First, there's a down payment, which is usually 3 to 20% of the home price. For a $300,000 home, that's anywhere from $9,000 to $60,000. If you're doing FHA, it can be as low as 3.5%, but that affects your monthly payment and adds PMI. We'll talk about that later. To be clear, there are some programs that offer zero down payment options in certain situations. If you're eligible for a VA loan through military service, that's zero down payment with some great benefits. There are also first-time buyer programs and down payment assistance options here in Ohio that can help cover part of your upfront costs. But these aren't one size fits all, and they don't eliminate closing costs or inspections, so it's still important to know the whole picture. If you're wondering if you qualify for something like that, we can absolutely talk to a lender. The next upfront cost is the earnest money deposit. Typically, it's about 1% of the purchase price, and it's paid when your offer is accepted. It's kind of like good faith money that you submit with the offer to show that you're all in on the house. This gets credited towards your closing costs later, so it's not an additional cost, but it is money that you have to have upfront. The next upfront cost is home inspection. Usually plan on $400 to $600, but there are additional add-ons that you can get that will really help you dig deep into the home if you have concerns about something. This is non-negotiable in my book, especially with older homes. You need to know what you're getting into. Next is the appraisal fee. That's usually $450 to $600, and your lender orders this to make sure that the house is worth what you're paying. This is so that the bank knows how much the house is worth in case you stop paying the mortgage. Then there are closing costs, typically 2 to 5% of the home price. That's another $6 to $15K on a $300,000 home. This covers lender fees, title insurance, taxes, and other expenses. You may also prepay a year of homeowner's insurance and some property taxes and mortgage interest at closing. And don't forget moving costs. Whether you rent a truck, hire movers, even just buying cardboard boxes is super expensive. So before you even get the keys, you're often looking at $15,000 to $25,000 out of pocket, even with a lower down payment. And that's a big number. For some buyers, it's a really big barrier. This is why I created the First-Time Buyer Toolkit. I'll link it below, and I think it helps you map this stuff out step by step so you have a better idea of what to expect. Once you've handled the upfront costs, then what's next? We need to break down what you're going to pay monthly. Most people ask, what's my mortgage going to be? But your mortgage isn't just one number, it's actually a bundle of different costs. Here's how it breaks down on a typical $300,000 home here in Cincinnati. First, there's principal and interest. Let's say you paid 5% down and you have a 6.75% interest rate. You're looking at around $1,900 a month. Then there's property taxes. These vary a lot by school district. Most areas average $450 to $550 a month. Then there's homeowner's insurance, typically around $100 a month, depending on the size and age and location of your home. There's also PMI, private mortgage insurance. If you put down less than 20%, this usually adds $80 to $150 a month. And don't forget HOA fees. If you're in a condo or a newer neighborhood, you could expect anywhere between $25 to upwards of $300. It's not always a bad thing, but it needs to be included in your budget. Another really important factor is maintenance and repairs. A good rule of thumb is 1% of your home's value annually. That's about $250 a month set aside for future costs in case something goes wrong with the house or something you need to get fixed. So after looking at all of that, your real monthly cost is somewhere between $2,800 and $3,200. And that doesn't even include utilities, which could be a lot higher than your apartment, and upgrades or furniture or unexpected repairs once you move in and realize that there's something that needs to be fixed. And that's really a part of this next topic, which is just stuff that catches people off guard. Utilities, especially homes that are older with big windows and high ceilings, are probably a lot less energy efficient. You could expect $250 to $400 a month depending on the season, and maintenance is really important to account for. This is Cincinnati. A lot of older homes here are 80, even 100 years old. So plumbing, electrical, HVAC, they'll need repairs and eventually they'll need to be replaced. Now, when you move from a 1-bedroom apartment to a 3-bedroom house, there's a lot of furniture that you need to buy as well. Beds, couches, potentially washer and dryer, and that stuff adds up really quickly. So definitely budget for all of the stuff that you're going to want to have in your new home. And if you're coming from a city where you rely on public transportation, you also need to consider commuting costs. If you buy further out to save money, you need to factor in additional gas costs that it's going to take to drive. Longer commutes can actually wipe out your savings. None of this is meant to scare you off, but they're real costs that deserve to be a part of the conversation and considered when you're making the decision. So why the heck do people still buy instead of just renting? If you're renting for $1,500 a month right now and buying is going to cost you $2,800 a month, then why are people doing it? Because over time, homeownership offers stability, freedom, and if you do it smart and intentionally, wealth building potential. But, and this is a big but, it only works if you stay long enough. If you buy and sell within a couple years, you're probably going to lose money. You have to think about realtor fees, closing costs, repairs to get it ready to sell. So if you stay for 7 years or more, that's about when it starts to pay off, emotionally and financially. And that leads into the lifestyle consideration as well. This isn't just about dollars, it's about how you live. Buying a home means that you have a lawn to mow and a water heater to replace eventually, and a roof that's probably leaking. But it also means that you can paint the walls any color you want, you can host the holidays, and you can build equity and memories too. So ask yourself, are you ready to stay put for a few years? Do you really need a backyard? An office with a door? A dog? There isn't really a wrong answer, but you deserve to make the choice with your eyes wide open. And that's why I created the First-Time Buyer Toolkit to go along with this video. Just click the link below and get the toolkit, and hopefully the resources will help you. If you want to talk through the numbers, you can also click below to book directly to my calendar. I would love to talk to you and help you if I can. And if you're wondering what it actually takes to buy a home in 2025, like the steps that you have to take before you find the house, make sure that you watch the next video. I can walk you through all of the preparation and everything that you need to do, step by step. I'll see you over there.